Hello, and welcome to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. Today we're checking out, uh, dang, I probably should have practiced this. The Deer Hunter, A Night on the Town. Now, I was actually very impressed with Deer Hunter. I loved what they did with kind of meshing jazzy elements with post-hardcore stuff in the rock scene. I love the guy singing. He has that raspy edge to it. He had some really nice screams that somehow fit in with the trumpets. Not really sure how that worked, but they made it work. And they mashed up like a 50s gentle music stuff at the end. I don't really remember what genre it was, but they basically had like all this weird stuff mashed together that you wouldn't think would work, and it did, and that's what I'm expecting from them coming into A Night on the Town. I'm kind of expecting some genre mashing, a genre shift possibly, and some amazing vocals. Oh wait, I forgot to do this bit. So yeah, we have Cloud Mountain Juror and Christopher Wainscott, who have requested A Night on the Town. Actually, I take that back. Cloud Mountain Juror did not request it. He just said that I need to revisit it. Matthew Whitney is just really excited that I reacted to Deer Hunter at all, so he's just happy to be here. And Christopher requested Night on the Town. He also requested Rebirth, and The Old Haunt back to back. But that's it's a bit of a lengthy video there, and this song's already at 9 minutes, so we're just gonna go ahead and do that. And I am really tempted. If I love this song as much as I love the last one, I'm gonna get this out of my way. If I love this song as much as I love the last one, I am really tempted to do album reactions. Probably starting with Act 1 and seeing how far that'll take me. And yeah, so we'll save some of that back-to-back stuff for an album reaction. All right, so let's get to this. The Deer Hunter, A Night on the Town. I already got that jazzy element, digging it. Dude just has an amazing voice. Has a very theatricness to it as well. Oh, nice little bit of falsetto there. I love this little jazz guitar tone. Really interesting drum work here with that hi-hat, putting a little bit of ornamentation in the song. I love how the piano and the guitar were kind of doing a little bit of counterpoint there in the verse. I love that little chord build up there. very theatric during this part.
At the right time.
Yeah, I can get behind this. This is gorgeous.
And what's the worst I'd see by giving myself to the earth below me, not knowing how far I'd fall.
Very nice way that he weaves the violin melody line with his vocal line.
Just how long can I stay in illusions formed here long before me? And how long can I breathe the stolen breath here underneath?
A very light section. I like how they went into the clouds for the light section. It doesn't really have much to do with the music, it's more of a visual thing, but really appreciate the way they connect the audio and visual elements. I like how they were using triplets that entire time to break up each phrasing. Alright, we got a little bit of unease here.
There's that subtle smile that did me in.
Definitely not as positive and uplifting as the previous section was. A little bit of mystery here.
And agony reminds where I've been. She grieves. I'd never let this happen again.
Maybe not so much mystery, but remorse. Definitely a pensive idea going here in the music. Alright, let's bring the tone back up. Oh. That's the end then. Dude, these guys have somebody I would wager has classical composition training. Great engineering too. Um, the different instruments are actually in different sides of the headphones, and by now y'all should know how much I love that. Really helps to kind of pinpoint certain instruments. And I'm going to assume that that goes into the next song on the album. And just another reason that I really should do album reactions and not shut up and not song reactions. All right, so The Deer Hunter, Night on the Town. I really enjoyed this. I want to say not as much as in Caudaver. Without the words in front of me, I'm not going to read it. In Caudavernium, Verdium, the other song that I reacted to from The Deer Hunter. Um, it I enjoy it on a different level. This one has a lot more going for it compositionally. There's a lot more layering. There's a lot more instruments we're dealing with. Um, I'm really curious. I'm gonna have to look this up. How many members are in the band? How much of it is band members tracking multiple instruments or multiple voices? Um, how much of it is people switching instruments? How many people are in the band? This sounds like a very full production. I would wager. All right, you're getting turned off. I would wager that there's at least 7 or 8 people, and that would require a lot of bouncing between instruments depending on the situation. What the portion of the song calls for. Um, but I'm kind of picturing something more along the lines of. Dang, I am blanking. Polyphonic spree. I think that's what they're called. Just a very large production. 15 to 20 people putting together these huge uh, songs. I mean, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of instruments. We have pianos. We have multiple vocal tracks. We have a choir. We have brass instruments. We have string instruments. We have drums. We have different types of drums. It's not just a drum kit all the time. There's just a lot going on in this song specifically that I picture either a much larger group or a lot of digital work. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm kind of hoping it's a bigger production. I like 4, 5, 6 piece bands, um, but there's something special about seeing 15, 20, 40 people working together to put together a piece of art. And it's not something we really get in the rock and metal scene. They're smaller groups, and I understand why. It's not any less impressive to see smaller groups do the same thing. There's just, like I said, there's something special. Maybe it's just special being in the group, and being that I've been in larger groups, I kind of appreciate it more. It could just be a personal thing, but I really like larger groups, especially when you have songs like this where you could definitely have 10 to 15 people, and each person has something to do. They're not just sitting around. I think I've talked about this for far enough, though. Um, but yeah, there's a lot going on in the music. We have, especially, you can hear it very poignantly at the end when it's that instrumental outro. There's a lot of layering going on. There's a lot of, there's counterpoint. There's multiple melodies. We have bass line. We have a little bit of ornamentation. There's a lot going on, and it's like that through most of the song. It's just there's usually other things that your ears will tend to gravitate towards, such as the singer, or the drum kit, or the distorted guitar. There's a couple of sections with distorted guitar, but the instruments you're used to listening to are going to be the ones that stick out to you. the more orchestral stuff, the 1920s swing stuff, you might not pick up immediately unless you're really honing in on them. But they're there. They're underneath your standard rock instruments, and they're doing stuff. They're adding complexity. They're adding layers. They're providing additional melodies or bass lines. There's just I love this song on the compositional level, and here's the part that I kind of miss from the other song I reacted to that I cannot pronounce. I really like the singing on that one. It had more of a punk edge to it. He used Fry to kind of distort his primary voice. He pushed his voice a little bit more in range and almost aggressiveness. And I want to say there was even a Fry scream in it. And I liked how he mixed the clean and it was sort of like a swing clean. It wasn't even like a rock clean. It definitely had a smoothness to it, um, much like this song, where it has that. It's definitely more of a in modern music. It would be more of a pop singing voice. Um, I like how he meshed that with more of the harsher vocals that you would expect from post hardcore or punk or even some hard rock. And I kind of miss those elements here. It's nothing wrong with the song. They definitely would not have fit. It's just the biases that I brought in from listening to them the other time. I was kind of hoping for that. Some of the things that I really enjoyed about that track. Like I said, though, the harsh vocals wouldn't have fit here. There were maybe a one or two moments I think it would have added a bit of emotion, but I don't know if it would have added to the song. Um, but I was just a little disappointed not to hear anything like that this time around. But again, it wanted to fit anyways. But yeah, just a really good song. Does an excellent job of meshing modern musical ideas and engineering with 1920s kind of swing era musical ideas and kind of just mashing it all together. And the way that they put brass and guitar together, it's just really good. It definitely has a little bit of a ska feel to it. I definitely hear some ska influence, but to me, it doesn't sound like ska, and I think it's because they use a lot more of swings influence rather than just using jazz instruments in a rock setting. Um, that's just something unique to them, at least for me. I don't think I've heard other bands do that. That isn't to say that no one else has ever done it, just that I haven't heard it. But yeah, I am a huge fan of these guys. Two songs in, two songs impressed by. I would definitely look forward to doing an album reaction of theirs, especially since they appear to be completely linked. They're all called Act 1 through 5, I think is the newest one, and just everything about it from what I've heard in the comments is they're just this huge interconnected idea. I would love to be told a 5-hour story. Maybe 6 hours now. I don't remember. I saw when I was looking for the for a song to react to, somebody did Act 1 through 4 and it was like 5.5 hour video. And now there's an Act 5. So um yeah, I'd be down to be told a 7 hour video. I think it would put a lot of the lyrics, at least for this song, into context too, seeing what came before it. Um there's definitely some regret and some actions taken that people weren't happy with, and it sounds like he wronged somebody, but I'm definitely missing a lot of context to this to the story, I think. So what did you guys think about A Night on the Town? Definitely a little different than the last song, but very good in its own right, and it's always interesting to hear a band be able to have mastery over so many different musical feelings and soundscapes. Usually a band's lucky to be able to branch out and do a one-off that's in a genre outside of their own, and these guys just master everything they touch. So Yeah, while you're in the comments, let me know about your thoughts and opinions on this band, on this song. Make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell. And I will be back tomorrow, 11 a.m., with the final throwback, bring back, revisiting back band of the week. And it's a big one. And I think y'all are going to enjoy it because I enjoyed their first song that I reacted to. It blew my mind. It was amazing, and apparently it's really smart and is taught in schools. So that should be a big enough hint for y'all to know what I'm doing tomorrow. All right. Well, until then, y'all have a fantastic day.